WEMFradio.com. WEMFradio.com.
Sweet.
Hey, I'm Pat B. Adam Willis is actually out fighting the good fight today, so we wish him well. And we have an awesome show for you right here on the Geek Down on WEMF Radio.
Drug jewels.
Bob with me. Bob with me. Give me a second to get it out. Oh, the phlegm is free, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Geek Down here on WEMF. I am Pat B. To the side of me right now, I look at my man, the engineer, always diligent, always efficient, always techno-savvy, always not even freaking paying attention. I'm talking, of course, about just Johnny.
I'm breaking stuff, yo.
This guy. Okay, you want to break stuff? I'll hand you a surge. Yeah, how many of our audience got that? We are old in the house. But we are also not alone, my friend. In the absence of Adam, we actually have a bunch of fine individuals who came to give us some Excel. What does
that mean?
I started saying excellent, and then I went to stellar, and somehow a bastard hybrid child of...
and somehow we're promoting Microsoft Excel right now.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, there we go. If only we had that budget, man. All right, but no, of course,
money.
The voice you just heard of this fine gentleman from Geeks Who Drink. I'm talking, of course, about...
That's right. This is Josh, Quizmaster Josh, if you fancy, from Geeks Who Drink Pub Quizzes.
Hold on a second. I just want to point out this man, Quizmaster Josh.
That's right. Quizmaster.
Yeah. Oh, awesome. Well, what's that Janet Jackson line? Quizmaster Josh.
If you're
just
nasty.
Just Josh if you're nasty.
That's right.
Well done, sir. All right. And also right next to him is the incomparable. All right. The extra special, always super sexy, Mr. Dale Stones.
Hello. How we doing?
Glad to have you back, man. Friend of the show, Dale Stones.
Hey, good to be here. Great to be here.
Oh, you're always welcome. And right next to you, of course, your partner in rhyme, another member of Sir Les, the mouth from the South himself.
Danny Drake.
Danny Drake, how you doing?
Pretty good, how are you?
Not bad, man, not bad. For those of you actually watching this on camera, you may recognize Danny because his twin brother was actually on the show a while back. But no, we've never met this man. Ever in life. Ever. He's mysterious. He's an interloper. I'm kidding. We are happy to have you on the show, man. Welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And these fine individuals are going to give us the lowdown on 2 burlesque shows. You want to give us the quick insight on what those are?
Yeah, definitely. We got May the 4th Burlesque. It's a Star Wars tribute, and that's going to be coming up on what other date? May 4th. Then we got Holy Shit Snacks. There's an asterisk in there, but it's hard to say an asterisk, so sorry about the S-bomb. And that's going to be May 7th and 10th. It's going to be 2 nights. So.
Yep. 2 shows on the Sunday, 1 on the Wednesday.
Cool. Thank you for your forthrightness. All right, and of course, the man keeping us sounding crisp and delicious every week. I'm talking, of course, about DJ Herbie Herb. I hate you. I love you when I hate you. All right, but no, we have an awesome action-packed, fun-filled show for you. We have the lowdown on the New England Cannabis Convention. All right, we also have the deepest of deep, the hardest of hard, the angriest of angriest, the most reviewingest of reviews on Mr. Shifty.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. I'm going on a tirade on this one.
Oh, man, the anticipation is killing me.
Both barrels.
All right, and then we get to our fine individuals in the room. But first, dude, we got some news to talk about. YouTube has, their restricted mode, recently implemented, has been filtering out LGBTQ and anything else that falls into that content. Now, not just like offensive material and things that go in too deep on details of things that might be inappropriate for younger audiences or families, but anything, as long as it made a reference to that particular lifestyle. And this restricted mode was put in place to filter things with violence, things with excessive profanity, things that might be offensive to children. You know, on YouTube, you think what could possibly get through besides like World Star videos? Well, if you, I'm saying, to be real, but no, if you Google like certain medical conditions or surgeries and things, you can actually see nudity, you can see graphic content, news, you see all types of violence, and I mean it comes with warnings and disclaimers, but it's available to everybody. And the restricted mode was meant to protect audiences from that. You know, if parents don't want their kids seeing so and so, you know, more sensitive people. But also, I mean, what's offensive about someone who's gay having a video about, well, you know, this is how my day went. This is how, you know, you make a pie. This is how, you know, this is how, you know, I particularly increase my bank loan percentage or some such. You know, any of it was all like filtered out, and they've recently apologized, and they're saying they're actively fixing it now. But like, what does this actually mean? Like, how do these things come across? And I mean, first of all, the system's automated, so someone had to put that in the first place. Why are we so afraid of LGBT culture?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest black eye they're going to get from this is like this anecdote that I was just reading about a lesbian couple exchanging wedding vows. Mm-hmm. It's just like if that's what's getting cut out by the filter, you know, that's when you're going to have, you know, run into trouble. You know, people are going to see that and say, well, what are you really trying to filter out? What's the hidden agenda here?
Well, in that case, I can see it. If you ever heard anyone who wrote their own vows, you're just like, God, make it. No, I see. That's a perfect example. That's perfectly harmless, for the most part, from what I can see. Yet it would be filtered out. Why? I can't think of a logical reason.
Mm-hmm.
Does this have that kind of negative effect on society, where people go to YouTube to basically YouTube is one of the primary outlets for young people who are dealing with their sexuality, or young folks who have come out and live a homosexual lifestyle, or maybe they're trans, maybe they're asexual. This is a safe space, or at least a place where they should feel safe to create content, release to the world.
Yeah, and that sort of blurs the lines too. I mean, like there's a one of the things that they brought up in the I know, just reading this article right here, is just that specific sex content, whereas like how do you make the divide between educational and lewd? And like that's one of the big things that they reference. It's hard to filter that out because context is everything, and especially in a world where LGBTQ has more visibility than ever before. It's like how do you automate something like that to be able to filter out the stuff that you don't want there, like somebody's graphic description of their frat boy Friday night, and like how do you do that?
Well, that's one of the points I wanted to touch on, because I myself, I come from a culture where you're pretty much, it's par for the course growing up with homophobia. You're black in America. It's like, well, everyone's cool. You got to be a good man. You got to respect everybody. Okay, cool. Your cousin came out as gay. You shun them. You don't talk to them. You don't call them. It's like, wow, hypocrisy is just rampant. But as we grow and we progress, these kind of issues are the things we open our eyes to, and we're aware of where that comes from. We actually try to change things. We try to be more accepting of people, but that comes from someone actively putting it in the system. Mm-hmm. Someone actually had to program that. This is offensive material. It needs to be cut out. It needs to be, culled and, compartmentalized. Yeah.
And then YouTube is where we get our information. This is where our generation learns stuff. I mean, like, I started learning how to play the piano 2 years ago. Like, I didn't ask for a teacher. I just went on YouTube and tried to look up Billy Joel riffs, like that's what you do. Like, and if that's where we're getting all of our information, then like,
Well, see, that's the kind of content that should be filtered out. Thank you for bringing that up. Because, Eric Clapton all the way. Billy Joel, this dude said.
For piano, though? I think Eric Clapton's the wrong direction.
I thought you said guitar.
Hey, what?
I thought you said guitar.
No, it's it's a different kind of guitar. It's like piano.
It's an 88 string guitar.
The guitar, there you go. Okay.
Guitar? Right. Now we're talking. Where's the video for that?
Right?
That's mature content.
It's got to be out there.
Guitar Bear all the way.
Guitar Bear. Video, you won't find it on YouTube. No way.
Yeah, Guitar Bear.
Something Dale touched on there kind of like resonated with me though, like, and it has the idea like, kind of what we're talking about. Who makes the decision what content is going to be restricted? Shouldn't it be in the hands of the person who is the viewer or the watcher who's on YouTube to make the decisions? Okay, this is the stuff I do want to see. This is the stuff I don't. There should be more filters, not just an on and off switch for what somebody high up in the government or in this company deems to be offensive to somebody.
Yeah. Yes, but at the same time, someone has to decide what goes under each of those filters.
That's true,
which is the issue.
Right.
Yeah. The issue, whether or not you have 20 different filters for the parent, because it's for like parents or whatever to choose from, is if you have 20 filters, or if you have one filter, it's who decides what is behind those 20 filters.
True.
Yeah. Or like someone's pearl clutching grandma who like doesn't want you to see, I don't want to see that wedding video. That's Bible, this and that.
Yeah. God forbid you get oh my God, they're dancing with the blacks. Oh my goodness. That's a great point, because one of the biggest YouTubers' videos that was called out and was brought to the forefront of the complaints here was I forget I had it written down. I forget the name of the YouTuber, but she talked about her relationship. She came out as gay recently, but in the videos where she talks about her hetero relationships before coming out, those were all left in. Those were fine and intact. But the ones where she talked about her relationships with other women, those were filtered out. So, like, where are they drawing the line is one thing I'd like to know. And I wish they were a little more public about, because it seems like some of the information is coming through, so they're not particularly eliminating people, like individuals. They're targeting subject matter, but the wrong subject matter.
Yeah, and that's the issue. It's if they should tell you, well, we made a mistake, and this is what the line was, but they don't want...
Yeah,
you can clearly see what the line is, because the line is, oh, you were talking about your homosexual versus heterosexual relationship. That is the line. And someone decided, oh, yeah, that's the line we're going to make. And either they overlooked it, or they were like, okay, that's reasonable. And either way, they're going to catch flack.
Well, I don't think it's overlooking per se. I think it's people injecting their personal views where they really shouldn't.
No,
Because I can watch
agree.
videos of R. Kelly justifying him peeing on underage women all day.
But they could argue they overlooked it.
They can argue they overlooked it, and you know what? I'm more than willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't automatically want to be pessimistic and angry. That's why Adam's usually here. But
It's hard not to in this case, though.
It really is.
looks bad.
It does really look bad because even if you overlooked it, how did you? Who is overseeing everything that you overlooked something which is really this obvious?
I think what it was probably just like a mass automation thing, and then they're just sort of looking at the aftermath. Anytime you automate something that has 1.3 million subscribed viewers or whatever, like it's probably going to be some stuff that gets steamrolled. You're going to have to pick through the rubble after.
Right.
Skynet is taking over as we speak.
Yeah, so
Oh my God,
It doesn't
is that
like the
time
gays.
so I just want to give emphasis on the difficulty of having these automated systems. Essentially, and I'm not saying that this is exactly how YouTube's system works and operates, but
Tobias, he's looking at the exact. I'm kidding.
it has to be automated, as you said. So this isn't someone making a decision. This is someone writing code, writing essentially an AI that's going to make the decision. And it's really one method would be sort of profiling the content of videos. And part of that profiling can be actually reading sort of the video itself, reading data from that. That's the more complex one, but realistically, it is going to be based on the tags that get associated with things. And what a lot of these things do is they'll take these tags, add certain weights and values and other data to it, and that data will then have other data sort of correlated to it. And it all gets sort of associated with like these points or these sort of currency, this weighted system to it, and it just so happens that one thing got linked to another, and this is me just speculating. I'm not saying that this is what happened. I'm not saying that someone didn't sort of directly target or that they did directly target. I'm just saying that it is really complicated software development, and that certain tags could have gotten linked together in a way that ended up focusing on particular communities like the LGBTQ.
Yeah, and I sort of wonder about that too, because like what you're describing, how do you write software that distinguishes between somebody saying, like using an epithet that they would embrace and say, like, this is me, this is who I am, versus someone else using it in a derogatory context?
So one of the ways that you can do something like that is you can have, and a lot of people have been doing this behind the scenes, and this is all big data, and big data is really difficult to get right, is they will have they'll essentially crowdsource the AI. So what they'll do is they'll take sort of the reactions and the decisions that people make as they are browsing through YouTube and making their own things and doing their own likes and dislikes of certain videos, and maybe even leaving comments, and it might even sort of web crawl and sort of look at the comments and take sort of certain keywords from that as well and determine whether or not the video content itself is overall positive or negative or offending or not offending. And it's extremely difficult because this is AI making a decision. There's no way that you're going to have enough people that are going to look through the content of videos. That's an impossible job, no matter how many people you throw at it.
Well, here's the not to cut you off, but it comes down to, it was approximately 12 million videos that have been filtered out by this software since it was by this feature since it was introduced, and several hundreds of thousands of those have been reported as not offensive content, just specifically LGBTQ oriented in some way. Even videos by regular YouTubers who didn't necessarily have that in their bios, but they were covering some form of content. They were talking about a protest. They were talking about a march. Even that type of information was called out. And basically what it comes down to is, even if we can excuse the technical error, a company as big as YouTube, I mean, they're under, I think it's Google's umbrella?
They are under Google's umbrella.
Yeah, so they should know better. They should be more aware because they're that visible.
They could be, but like Johnny was saying, it's all based on code. And in this case, it sounds like if people are reporting things as not offensive, maybe they're relying really heavily on machine learning for them. Someone reports something as not offensive. Okay, we'll put this in the database as not an offensive thing, and then gradually the filters will lessen over time as more people report things.
Big as LGBTQ. I mean, I can understand that if
you start big and you get small.
Wait, didn't
Right.
Sorry, didn't they come up with that like Twitter bot that like was taught to be racist and hateful in like 5 minutes flat? Like
it wasn't. They didn't teach it. It was the internet.
The
trolled
internet.
it into doing that.
They
Yeah.
opened it up to the entirety of the internet, and because the internet is a horrible place,
Yes.
everyone on the internet who's a horrible person decided, or who just has a interesting sense of humor, decided we're just gonna swear at Twitterbot.
It's basically racist cats everywhere. Yeah.
What you gotta do,
AI,
you gotta teach these new Twitter bots to avoid the blacks and the Jews and the gays
Well, but that's the other
the
thing.
Mexicans and the Muslims.
Depending
Really
on-
appreciate how my kid looks in this ball cap.
But that's been going on for decades. I don't know if anybody else is old enough to remember the aimbot from like 15 years ago.
Yeah. I love
For
the
people like
aimbot.
me who had no friends and like to talk to computers, on their
It
their
took me
AIM
like
chat.
20 minutes to get bored with the AIM.
Oh yeah. But
But
those 20 minutes were great.
amazing.
All I remember is doing is trying to enlarge my penis and sell me insurance. So maybe I was having the wrong kind of conversation.
I think the right way to look at this issue is that you can't, as a company, no matter how big you are, you can't cover all the corner cases, all of the issues. This is definitely an oversight, right? They should be slapped on the wrist for that, but you don't hold it against them after they say they're going to fix it and then they fix it, which they did. So at that point you say, okay, it is what it is. They made a mistake, but it wasn't intentional. We don't know. We won't know any more or less than that because someone has to investigate if there is someone that's going to investigate.
Right.
In terms of it being intentional or not, the company could be like, no, we would never want to do this. And they have one malicious programmer who's like, oh, I could just add this tiny bit of code here, which will filter for these things because I'm an asshole. Or on the other hand, it could just be some sort of code that goes through comments, and there are a lot of assholes in the internet, and there is a lot of transphobia and homophobia, and it could have been unfortunately written in a way which finds the transphobia and homophobia.
Yeah, and there's hackers out there. I mean, there's so many scenarios where you can say it is the fault of YouTube and it isn't the fault of YouTube. At some point, you have to realize, well, whatever actions actually happen that come from this, like YouTube actually fixing things, then you can say, okay, clearly they didn't have the intention because they did fix it. So you have to err on that instead of going into like extreme hypotheticals and sort of raising the pitchforks and saying, this corporation is racist or this corporation is,
keeping in mind the intention is important. And also, I don't think YouTube is evil or, is necessarily racist or sexist or classist or anything. Specifically, I just think they need to be more aware in the future. And these types of things are eye-opening because it doesn't just show that the company can slip up. It shows that these things still exist and we should pay attention and shout them out. Don't let them slip by the wayside. We're running a little low on time for this. So if you have anything to say on the subject, you can hit us up at geekdownradio@gmail.com or go to God damn it. It's our own site, geekdown.com, and hit us up in the comments section. This is a bad day. In the contact us section and let us know more. Also, you can hit us up on the Facebook or on Twitter and let us know your opinion. Now, Johnny, you specifically implied you have some venom to spew. I want to hear your thoughts on Mr. Shifty.
Mr. Shifty. Oh, man. You know what? I'm not even going to pull up any imagery. Hater. Okay. Not even gonna pull
our Twitch audience will go lacking.
So Mr. Shifty is if anyone has ever played Hotline Miami, then they definitely know what Mr. Shifty is going to be like, but not as many people played it. So it's essentially a top-down perspective game that is an action, high action, very fast-paced action, where your gimmick is that you have the abilities of Nightcrawler. So you're able to teleport a certain number of times. You have a limit to how often you can teleport, but it does recharge. And it recharges pretty quickly too. So you are teleporting
if it's
a
like
lot.
Nightcrawler, does it also have that smell?
Does it say BAMF?
Yes.
There is no BAMF. It just poop of smoke, and then you teleport forward about 8 to 10 feet.
can get down with that.
And you can teleport through walls, and you can teleport behind a guard and punch him in the head. And also your punches they have like a little pseudo teleport effect to them, and part of that means your punches can like break down walls.
All right. Dude, I'm not hearing bad things.
No, what's the bad part?
Yeah.
So this is one of those games that is good on paper, except when you play it, it is a matter of they had this good idea. This is definitely a good idea, right? All of you agree. It sounds good.
Yeah, dude.
But
I'm tumescent as you talk here. So go ahead.
In execution, it ends up being monotonous, especially with the level design where the whole game takes place in this one building. So you're seeing just desks, chairs, computer monitors, crappy carpeting, and glass windows everywhere.
And
that's all you
can't
see.
fault it for being involved in corporate America. That's just
Come on.
So you're going through like cubicles and everything like that.
How long is the game?
How long is the game?
Yeah.
The game's not that long. You could beat it in definitely under 10 hours. But this is also it's an indie. It's a cheaper type of game, so you shouldn't expect like this big open world major thing. And it is more arcadey with its action. So.
All right. Platform. I think we've got to say that.
Yeah. So the platform is the Switch and Steam and Xbox, and I think it's on everything pretty much.
Okay. How much they charge for it? Is this a full indie release? So we're expecting prices upwards.
Is this early access? It sounds early accessy to me.
Yeah.
Like, well, what we got right here is our beta version we're releasing to the public.
And can this hold our interest longer or less long than the aimbot?
So Mr. Shifty is it's a $15 game, which is probably $10 more than what it should be. And going back to like the problems of the game is that it doesn't take the mechanic and do everything possible that the mechanic can do. And the things that it does do, it definitely changes up the formula, but it takes forever for it to change up the formula. It's you're going through like an entire level, and the only thing new within that level is this one new mechanic. But the level itself is split up with multiple rooms, multiple sections. You're doing a lot of repeating because it's one hit kill. So you take any hit from anything, you're dead. You have to restart the level from scratch.
Right, well, so level of monotony. It sounds like they would probably be better if this was a roguelike game. Or something where at least it offers you a curveball every time you fall into one of those situations to make it a little more interesting. You're telling us it's literally you go through these bland levels doing the exact same. Wow.
Yeah. That you could die at any time.
At any time.
Okay, that's frustrating.
And I mean, most of the time it's because of you when you die, but there are some times, there's clunkiness to it. There is sort of your punches will sort of auto target an enemy. So there are some times where you want to punch when the enemies are pretty close together. You want to punch one particular enemy and not the other one. Well, it punches the one they didn't want, and then you get shot with a shotgun or something.
Like Hydra Bob's like, I surrender. Good, take that.
And it is a very bland game. That is the embodiment of Mr. Shifty. It is just a bland, generic game with a really good mechanic of this whole teleportation thing.
But that's the only mechanic it sounds like it has. And it doesn't do... Are there upgrades to it? Do you get to teleport? So you're stuck with the same powers.
What kind of stuff changes?
The things that change is you'll get like...
chairs.
They'll like introduce new elements like...
put a new cover on the TPS reports.
Yeah, like the villain of the game, which is a terrible villain. He's constantly antagonizing you, but you'll go through one level where he introduces this... I don't know what to call it, but like a shutdown mechanic where you go into a room and you'll know when you're in that room you can't use your teleport mechanics. You have to kind of survive and beat up enemies without being able to teleport around. So it limits your abilities.
So what you're saying is the way they mix up the game is they take the one mechanic that is interesting and take it away from you.
Yeah. It's not that bad when they do that because it isn't all the time. It isn't always active, and then there's ways to restore, and there's a little bit of a puzzly element to it. There are other mechanics, and it's really just like items that you can pick up and grab and then throw at enemies. There's like these proxy mines that you can pick up, and it'll blow up within 5 seconds no matter what. So you have to find a target to throw it on. It'll stick to them, and then they'll blow up. That's okay, kind of cool, but like once again, like it's the same like 5 or 6 different enemy types that you're going throughout the entire game. It's the same scenery that you see all over the place. The villain is just awful.
So the sense I'm getting is the level design is banal. The gameplay is lacking. Is there any saving grace to this?
Yes, you don't have to play it.
Hey,
Wow.
Can I just ask a quick one? What's a similar game at a similar price point that you would recommend instead?
Oh yeah, Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami, done.
Hotline Miami.
Gonna go
Play
get
that. That game is amazing. It actually has a style of its own. I mean, Mr. Shifty has a style, but Hotline Miami is oozing with style.
Oozing.
Fantastic soundtrack. It's more polished. It's funner to play. There's an actual like interesting story in there.
Mm.
All right, you sure you wouldn't also recommend, from the description I got from you, I would say Party Hard too.
I was going to party hard.
Yeah, I'm saying
This
right
is
again
made
where you go.
by the same people.
This is made.
Probably.
Probably not the same team, but it is from Tiny Build.
Okay, Tiny Build makes this game I love, where you pretty much play a sociopath who's just like killing people for the most petty of petty reasons. And Johnny notoriously hates this game, so I'm just trolling.
It's another one of those.
It's a
Sounds
beautiful-
good on paper. In execution,
Dude,
not
a
don't
fun as
knock
hell
party
game.
hard. It's so much fun.
It really is. Thank you. See, justification.
Party Hard is garbage.
Party Hard's
So,
awesome.
Dale, does that
Garbage.
mean you're gonna
You know what?
pick up
I'll
a
say-
copy of Mr. Shifty and judge it for us?
No, I just want to make jokes about how they should have changed one letter in the title.
Here's
Nicely
another
done.
saving grace.
Nicely done.
Mr. Shifty is better than Party Hard.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, get out of here.
All right, so
Oh.
okay, so I take it Mr. Shifty does not receive your seal of approval.
No,
But
it
you are
receives
saying
my
Dale should
bowel movement of approval.
So should I eat the
disapproval.
50 and then I'll eat the
Okay,
50 and you all can come over and play it and that'll be that.
Oh, great.
I'll wait for a Steam sale and get it for $5.
I feel like
You're
him paying
wasting your
15
money
bucks
and your
for me to
time.
play it for 20 minutes sounds great.
Yeah,
All
it's
right.
like- yeah.
Despite the hyper prestigious turn that this review took, we still have to move on. Because the voices you just heard chiming in with those horrible, horrible opinions were, of course, of Mr. Dale Stones,
Hey, what's up?
hey, and Mr. Danny Drake.
Yo.
Welcome. These fine gentlemen are going to give us the lowdown on two very. I'll let you introduce the shows because it's your baby.
All right, sounds good. Danny, why don't you start with the first one?
Okay, so coming up in a week and a half is May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
A Star Wars
Come on.
Burlesque.
It's a pun if you didn't catch it.
Shh, don't tell them.
Well, it's not
Too late
obvious at
now.
all. No, now they
It's too
know.
late now.
Now the viewers know.
All right, well, tell me about
But,
a Star Wars, bro. What's this wars you speak of? And I didn't know they
Well,
took place in the stars.
It's taking place at the Rockwell
Mhm.
in Davis Square. So I strongly recommend going out if you can. But we have pretty much a all-star cast of the Boston Burlesque scene.
Yeah, who do we have?
We
Let's name
have-
some names. Drop some names.
Uh,
Well, yeah, we're in
Lucifer
it,
Christmas.
obviously.
Yeah, Danny Drake, Dale Stones.
Don't say it all banal like that. Yeah, these two schmoes. Like, no, you've got over there in the corner.
Yeah, these two.
Statuesque.
Yeah,
The blonde Adonis himself, Dale Stone.
these two garbage fires of.
Yeah, I would say that is a reasonable description of us. Two garbage fires.
Yeah.
Okay, look, next time, just bring a hype man, okay? You're terrible. It's like yeah, I'll be there, I guess.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah,
pecs.
but
Oh, it's my show. I'll show up.
the cast list is made up of Danny Drake and Dale Stones,
Ooh, amazing
obviously. Lucifer Christmas, Maggie Maraschino, Irish Coffee, Oliver's Whiskey, Wes Craving, Clara Blows, Scripture,
I
Dahlia
love burlesque
Strock.
names.
Mhm.
I really do.
It's so much fun to
Fantastic.
come up with burlesque names. Like,
Yeah.
we have our names, and we still just come up with the names for fun.
Yeah, like they could be hackers.
Yeah.
Like,
But Jessica
What do
Lee
you got there? It's
Scary,
Keith Stroker.
Morning Glory, Fembones, and Honey Pie and Jane Doe.
Nice.
Mm.
Nice.
So, awesome cast.
I've seen
Yeah,
several of
yeah.
myself. Looking forward to it.
yeah. So we just and then this is some variety going on too, right? Like we don't
Yeah.
just have burlesque performers. We've got a few other types of acts in there.
Yeah,
What-
we
what's one you're
have
excited
some spinning by. Give me a moment.
Right, that spinner? That's awesome.
Or spinning.
All right. No, if anyone doesn't know what
LED
spinning is.
spinning by Morning Glory.
All right. Now, if anyone doesn't know what spinning is, you want to break that down for us?
So poi. If you're familiar with poi, typically two lighted objects, or if you're not in the dark, just two objects on the end of rope which you're spinning around you. So object manipulation.
You light them on
Pretty awesome.
fire.
Yeah. Well,
You can light them on
In
fire.
the perfect world, it's on fire.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, it's on fire.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think they will be on fire because the Rockwell would kill us.
yeah. If we didn't kill ourselves. Great White style.
Well, that's why.
Too soon.
Oh wow! I had a joke
dark.
ready, and you just undercut it
dark.
like the real world tragedy. That is. Oh,
Sorry,
man.
I'll stop.
No,
I
it's
know
a-
my place. It's your show, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Someone's got to ruin the comedy and the jokes.
That's me.
All right, but no, this is a Star Wars themed show. Now, then who's not catching it or not watching us on Twitch, which you should be, twitch.tv/The Geek Down. You can see our beautiful faces. This man is in the Spider-Man hoodie, representing proper.
Yeah.
And Dale Stones came in proper Peter Parker gear. You know?
Yeah.
Also,
Clark Kent, I could show up to the office in this.
I was figuring Clark Kent had a tie. You gotta have a tie thing. I can loan you this one.
No. Usually I do have my tie game on point, but today I got lazy. I was just like, I'm
I was
gonna let
putting-
Pappy win this one.
You gotta have those.
thanks.
You gotta have those glasses too that
I
completely
think
conceal your
Dale's more
identity.
of an
They do.
O'Reilly, honestly.
You know the stupidest explanation I've heard for that is, well, one of Superman's abilities that he doesn't really talk about much is he has the ability when he puts his glasses on to constantly vibrate his face, so it's just off model from Superman.
That's just ridiculous.
That's why. Yeah, no, it's.
Oh
I bet
my
he's a
god.
crappy journalist.
There are so many
Well, gosh, Mr.
stupid
White.
powers like that.
It's what do you got?
Although, Identity,
Mhm.
my favorite Superman comic. I do not like Superman. Identity is a kid finds out his name is Clark Kent.
Mhm.
He's in the real world, so people make fun of him growing up for having the name Clark Kent.
Mhm.
Like they joke about how he should date someone named Lana or Lois, but he finds out he has Superman's powers.
Really?
And one of the things he does to hide his identity is he stuffs his mouth full and nose full of cotton and things like that to actually change the shape of his face.
Okay, that sounds really cumbersome, uncomfortable, and
Right?
yeah, that right there. Yeah,
No,
possibly lethal.
What are the cotton balls so?
he has
Oh, there you go.
all of Superman's powers, and so invulnerability.
No, of course. That's why he thinks he's got Superman powers, because what's in the cotton is soaks him in some kerosene, cocaine,
Kryptonite.
Thanks for learning about that.
Oh yeah, man, I can fly.
Constantly.
All right,
But it
well,
is a really good comic.
Yeah,
some of those good ones are the off ones.
Yeah.
Those like side stories or the alt takes on things. I used to love Dial H for Hero because it was just these regular ass people who were just living their horrible lives or maybe just like weirdos, and then they got superpowers for some reason. And I mean, eventually they'd become like heroes, but to start off they do the most petty stuff ever.
I mean, you have to.
Well, yeah.
You have to.
Like this one kid, he was bullied every day at school, and he got the dial, so the dial can turn him into anything. The first thing he did, the first thing she did, this was a girl. The first thing she did was she became some kind of enchantress, and she used her magical powers to give everyone that ever bullied her like constant wedgies all day. It's
brilliant.
a fun.
That's not petty at all. That's life changing.
Turn the tables.
It's like the movie 3 O'Clock High, where it's like, oh god, they're gonna come to beat me up. He's just like dinging the kid in the face before he gets out of bed. That is horrible. These are horrible things that I'm shouting out. But no, okay. So Star Wars Burlesque. Okay, now first of all, why is Star Wars Burlesque show? Are you guys huge fans, or was this just a?
Well, we are both fans,
Mm.
but I actually came to a realization at the beginning of the year that there haven't really been any big Star Wars Burlesque shows in Boston.
No, I can't say I've seen one.
Yeah.
Not all Star
And-
Wars. I mean, I remember seeing the Suicide Girls burlesque show years ago, and they had like 2 Star Wars numbers, but a
Yeah.
whole Star Wars show sounds pretty phenomenal
Well,
to me.
clearly there are Star Wars acts because
Right.
one of the reasons we put this together is because, was it? About a year ago now, I put together a Han Solo act, which super fun, had a really good time. Dale workshopped it with me till it became what it is now.
Yeah,
So
let me-
who was the Wookiee and who was the top?
No, I gotta give him some credit for this one. It's really good. He reenacts the whole scene, like the who shot first scene, and it's actually, I think, a really good bit of storytelling that involves striptease. Because I'm just gonna be your hype man for a minute here, because we have to date we have not done that well here. So let's. But yeah, I think that you've done a great job with that, because you had the idea where it's like, all right, I'm just gonna turn around slowly, and the whole thing is like an undress, like someone's, like it's like Greedo, right, just standing there, just turn around, give me your weapon, sort of thing. And of course, I'm not going to give away the big reveal, but there's a place he doesn't get to, and
I got a weapon for you, all right.
he's got the drop on him. So yeah, he's this guy right here, Danny Drake, is a go-getter, so he wanted to make that show happen. Build it around an already good act, and the rest of the acts are going to follow, and I'm really excited about it.
Awesome.
Nice. Okay, now just because we have to go there, who did shoot first?
I shot first.
There you go.
It's actually the name of the act.
Yeah.
All right, so in May the 4th now, I got to know, will there be a naked Jabba?
Yes.
Yes.
Will there?
Oh, wait.
no,
yes.
Don't
there is
toy my
no-
emotions.
It's not too late.
There's a naked Jawa.
All right.
There's a naked Jawa. That's all I can give
You
you.
say Jawa?
Jawa or
I said a
Jabba?
naked Jabba, but Jawa. Okay, let's see what's
There's
going on
also
now.
a naked
naked
Jabba.
by
I'm trying to think, who's the
design.
shortest person in the cast? That's going to be sexy.
There's a
Yeah.
naked Jabba and a naked Jawa.
Wow, you just made my day, sir.
They're
They're
doing
both
fanfic
together.
/ duet. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's happening.
All right.
You didn't know you wanted it until you see it.
All right, now you shaving Wookiee? Or am I
And
RS?
for action.
Oh, that's at intermission.
I don't know.
You're a
We've
volunteer.
given a
Oh.
reasonable number of spoilers already.
Oh, hey, man, tidbits abound, and I will totally shave someone on stage for the good of the show.
It's a bold statement.
Oh, hey, I'll make it happen. Be the hairiest. Okay, no. All right, so that's May the 4th. Tell me about Archer.
Yeah, totally. So this is the second iteration of the show.
Yep.
Holy Shit Snacks, Burlesque, which is, we're really excited about it because that's on May 7th and 10th. And Archer, just came out with a new season. So that's something you guys have probably talked about on
Yes, you do.
Geek Down before. So it was a lot of interplay there. And one of the things that we did this year that we didn't do last year that we're really excited about is we actually put together a working script and we're having everybody, drop punchlines in their character signature style, which I think is something that was kind of missing because a big thing about Archer that we love is the writing.
Yeah.
It has some really good humor on it and stuff that really resonates with our generation. So we wanted to make that real and give the people that level of satisfaction for spending their money to come out.
And one of the great things about Archer as a TV show
Mhm.
is it lends itself to burlesque. All the characters are doing all these ridiculous things, and they take off their clothes for no reason.
Yes, they do.
And there are fight scenes, and
And they've all got such already exaggerated features that makes
Yeah.
it easy to
they
play on. in
they
that kind of
are
scenario, so.
cartoons of cartoons.
Yeah.
Right. And what I think is actually pretty amazing about this one is a lot of people may not know this, but Danny Drake and I are acrobatics partners. So,
I did not know this.
if we're going to see at Archer, we actually have a second year running in a row that we're going to be doing this, which is an Archer and Barry fight scene. There's a big thing that we're doing there, which is great because there's a lot of death-defying acrobatics, and he hits me upside the head with a bottle. It's pretty graphic. It's great. It's wonderful.
That sounds
I
awesome.
deserved it.
He does deserve it.
And we're also that act actually got into the Nerdlasque Festival in New York City this coming
Oh, no
weekend.
kidding.
So we're going to be performing on the stage there Friday night. So that's going to be really exciting for us. It's going to be a great hype moment for the show. And then we're going to get to do it a couple more times if I'm not sore and bruised enough to come back to stage and get my ass handed to me by Danny Drake as Archer. It's just going to be 2 more servings of that.
Archer wins.
He does.
Yeah, maybe. Spoiler alert. No.
Well, I don't know, man. As long as
Not
as long as you come in the
really.
tracksuit, I'll just be happy just to watch the experience back and forth. Now, how much of Archer are you actually covering? Are you going Archer Vice as well? The
So,
latest season is in the 40s.
The way the show is going to work,
Yes.
without giving away any spoilers,
No,
is
spoil. It's all good.
it's like watching an episode of Archer. There is a 2-part episode.
Mhm.
So there is a plot, which we'll go through for the entire episode.
Mhm.
It's more of a season 2, 3, 4 plot, so it doesn't really go into. There are references to Vice and
Okay, so you start off
Further
with like
seasons.
Sea Tunt, and then he comes in dressed like Bob from Bob's Burgers, and then he goes on and do what's his name from Sea Lab.
no, it's not a show which is spanning the seasons.
Mhm.
It's like watching an episode.
Yeah.
Ah,
It's like watching a 2-part episode.
Yeah, and there are chunks that I think are really excited about. Like, I'm just going to leave hints out there in as lucid a fashion I can, which there's a very significant portion of season 5 that we're covering as one of the major driving points of the show,
Yeah.
which I think is going to be really cool because we're going in an entirely different direction. So there's going to be something for people that are familiar, and there's going to be something in there for people that are waiting to see something but don't know what to expect. So everyone's going to get a little something.
And it should be accessible to anyone, even if they haven't seen Archer.
Right. So
Okay, yeah, that's the most important part
Yeah.
because there are people who, may never have seen the show, not in cartoons, but they're going because they're really into burlesque. They still will get something good out of the show. I hope.
Well, they'll get something even beyond the act. Like, they will understand what's happened.
And then they'll go binge watch Archer immediately on
Ideally,
Netflix.
that's
Yeah.
really what our plan is.
Can I make a
Everyone's watching.
suggestion?
You got.
Please have a splash zone and let it be alcohol.
you mean a sploosh section?
We don't have a splash zone. We
Ooh,
have a
that's good,
danger
yeah.
zone.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
There
Danger
you go.
zone tickets have not sold out yet.
All right.
So anyone who wants to get your danger zone tickets, you better hurry.
Also, why didn't we think of that for marketing?
Because we have a danger zone.
We do have a danger zone.
One thing I want to know is because there's always custom cocktails at these things. Will there be a Glen Gooley
So-
on the menu?
I'll tell you what there was last year.
Okay, lay it on me.
Last year we had sploosh juice.
That sounds gross.
Never.
Sploosh juice was great.
Sounds gross, but somehow
there
I'm strangely
was-
interested.
Oh, what were the other two?
Like, that's all that matters. We can't.
This is a
stop
clean
that.
show, sir. How dare you? Families are listening. Herb is offended.
What's that taste like?
Herb, put your pants back on.
It's like a fruity drink.
It's a little
Fruity.
salty,
Yeah.
a little sweet.
A little salty?
Mostly sweet.
Okay.
A little
It's-
salty.
Like durian fruit.
Yeah.
It's like lemonade, only thicker.
We should have served bear claws. Like we should bring them in,
This is
covered
wrong.
in powdered sugar.
This is all wrong.
Once again, no spoilers, but last time everyone in the danger zone got donuts because that's how you get ants.
Oh boy.
I forgot about
You
that.
just sold
Nice.
a
Well done.
danger zone ticket.
All right.
So we'll see you all there.
Awesome.
All right. So also, as you've heard, I'm glad to hear you all are actual like fans of these things. You know, it's not just a quick cash grab. You're putting on because of the love, and that's one of the things I always appreciate about burlesque shows specifically, because I noticed that it's not this is hot in the news right now, or this is big on TV, so we'll do a show about it. This is like things you actually care about. And Star Wars, are we going to see some Rogue One characters?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. I can't help but notice no one came to me for a Saul Guerrero, because I can talk and I can do the cockeye thing like Forrest Whitaker, like no one else can.
Oh man.
You're in for next year.
Yeah.
But,
You just got cast.
consider yourself- yeah.
That's one thing to really look forward to these shows. I really love burlesque acts, which it's more than just, oh look, it's that character, he's taking off his clothes, so she's taking off her clothes.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a story, a plot to each act. The character should do something more than, look, I'm taking off my clothes.
Yeah.
There should be some reference to who they are beyond their outfit. And that's why I'm excited about these. There isn't a single act, which isn't, that is that character, acting as that character. They might be taking their clothes off, but that is definitely who they are.
Yeah, Pat, I've been trying to get you to come to my classes for like 6 years now.
And I've been telling you, man, you got to have it at an appropriate time. And yeah, I'll come in there and fat it up for you. It's all good.
Dude, just get your Forrest Whitaker on. Come on, we gotta have you in the show.
Yeah, I'll do my for. Yeah, no, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It'll be the sexiest lazy eye you've ever seen.
Just Forrest Whitaker burlesque.
Oh,
Repo Man.
Yeah, it'll be a show.
I like it.
First Whitaker.
I like it. I do.
One man show.
We can do a panic room and I can like yell at children, or we can do a phone booth and I can yell at small white guys.
Oh, what was that
Or we
movie
can
where
do
he was a Ugandan dictator? Can you do that one?
Oh yes, I
The
can.
Last Dictator. Was that movie?
Yes, that's the
Yeah,
one.
I can't do that accent. Nah, this is gonna get real offensive real soon.
How about do some? What was that? Was he in the Equilibrium with Christian Bale? Was that him?
No, that wasn't
No,
him.
no.
That was another
That
guy.
was,
I can't remember who
I don't
that
know what I'm
was.
thinking of.
And I
I'm
love
thinking
that
of a
movie. Yeah.
I'm thinking of the
Last
movie
King
where-
of Scotland.
I'm thinking of the movie where he
Mhm.
was with that other guy, and they were like collecting people's organs or something.
Yeah,
Yes,
Repo
Repo
Man.
Man.
Yeah,
Repo Man. Yeah.
Yes, that was
Oh.
a fantastic movie.
Great
All
movie.
right, the probably least known Forrest Whitaker role was in Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Oh yeah.
A very young,
Oh, yeah.
in shape, still with a lazy eye. Forrest Whitaker was Jefferson.
Mhm.
This one random dude who like women have thrown themselves at. He had all of like maybe 17 seconds in the film,
Mhm.
but I remember to this day. Damn it, this is way so far off the point. It has nothing to do with burlesque at all. We want to give our audiences a rundown once again of how they can get tickets
Okay.
for these shows.
So starting with May the 4th.
Mhm.
May the 4th is on May the 4th. It's
Ah.
Thursday. It's in Davis Square at the Rockwell. You
Mhm.
can buy tickets online by going to therockwell.com. You can also get tickets at the door, but I recommend getting them online for two reasons.
Mhm.
One, they'll be cheaper.
Okay, at the door.
No, they're cheaper online.
Ah, okay.
So buy your tickets in advance. And two, if we sell out, we can't give you tickets at the door.
Oh man, what?
Yeah, so you might have to get turned away, which is embarrassing. It's like getting your credit card declined, but like in a burlesque sense.
Come on, man. What if I promise to polish your lightsaber?
Well, there'll be a ticket for you. I'm going to save one.
That's how you end up like with Luke Skywalker hand and Forrest Whitaker eye.
Or Mace Windu get the double amputation.
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know one of my favorite videos. Not to interject too much here, but it's the video of the fight scene from Phantom Menace, set to what was that? This 1940s. It's set to Sing Sing Sing. Yeah, doom 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 doom. Oh
my God, that sounds great.
I'll go all day, but it is awesome and it fits. I will send it to you. It is
Send
brilliant.
it to me. I am so excited.
All right, awesome. And
Holy Shit Snacks.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Holy Shit Snacks is on the 7th and 10th, Sunday and Wednesday. There are 2 shows on the Sunday, I believe at 5:30 and 8:30.
There's an early and a late show.
There's an early and a late show.
Go to them both.
They're both at the Oberon, Harvard Square. You can get tickets online. We have pretty much a guarantee these shows will sell out, so don't try to get them at the door.
Yeah, it's a true story.
We sold out both shows last year, and we have sold a lot of tickets already. So if you want to get tickets, buy them now.
I just want to point out, this is useful information he's giving. He's not bragging. Like, yeah, so we sell out every year, you know, you better get them quick because you know it's going to go. I mean, no. Okay, so they can grab the tickets for Star Wars at therockwell.com.
Yep, and go to the ART website, and you should be able to find tickets for Holy Shit Snacks at Oberon.
Yeah, and you can also get them both through the link on the Facebook pages for both of them. Facebook's how we sell our tickets. Ticketing link gets you right there, and it's just easier. Most people are going to do it that way, we think. So,
yeah. You can stalk these gentlemen, Mr. Dale Stones,
hello,
and Mr. Danny Drake.
Hi.
Both of you all are on Facebook.
Sure are, most of the day.
All right. Find them, follow them.
That is how I spend my time at work.
Sounds productive. All right, fellas, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having us, as always, Pat.
All right, and also, dude, as we wind down, I really just need to get into the New England Cannabis Convention. I got to check this out over the weekend right here in lovely Boston, Massachusetts. Man, it was awesome. We were advertising for them over the past couple of weeks, and they gave us a booth. And, dude, I had a good-ass time, man. It was all love in the place. If anyone doesn't know, the New England Cannabis Convention is an annual convention celebrating cannabis, now legal here in Massachusetts, for, legit consumption. None of these backhanded, alley deals and such. But it's also a convention that promotes education and safe facilitation of cannabis and related products, and also making sure people know the advantages of cannabis, also some of the disadvantages and what to watch out for, and things like just general education, the differences between cannabis and hemp, what's weed versus what makes pants and such, And honestly, it was such an environment of positivity, and everyone was just there to support everyone else. Like, we were between 2 booths. One of them had hired Keytar Bear just to be there to promote all weekend. Yeah, no, it was cool as hell. I found out he was a brother.
Wait, you just found that out?
He took off the head?
I didn't know. No, he didn't take off the head. He was very professional. Very professional, but he was also in the house as Weed Man.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Mm-hmm. It was awesome. They had a lot more professional atmosphere than you would expect too. This was at the Heinz Convention Center right here in Boston, where I've seen a lot of different conventions. A lot of them operate different ways. Most recently, the Boston Tattoo Convention was through there. We covered that too, and it was a good environment. A lot of creativity from all over the world in one place, and it was set up one specific way, and it was like, dude, this is awesome. I get everything. And then I walk in, and now it's gonna be real mellow, but probably kind of haphazard because of the cannabis convention. But it's all good because we're all here to be relaxed and mellow and loose, right? And I walk in there, and everything was like really polished and put together. It was like some kind of corporate convention. I've been to CES, and this blew it out of the water. I was very surprised. But I was just very impressed also by how supportive everyone was of everyone else. This was an environment where people really want to grow the concept and the culture here in Boston, not just in Boston, but in the state and in general.
Yeah, that positivity. I mean, they kind of need it because it's been such a long challenge and task of sort of just getting marijuana legalized and open to use. I mean, look how long it took just for medicinal marijuana to get used, and the crazy benefits that are tied with that. And then just recreational use has recently been sort of picking up, and it's still taking tons of time, but they deserve to sort of, give each other the, this sort of positive feedback, because it is still a challenge.
Mm-hmm. So we're on the way to our next countercultural revolution. I mean, I want the next Jefferson airplane. What are we waiting for?
Long overdue.
You don't want the next Jefferson Starship? We built this city.
No.
That is the use of a keytar.
Sorry, I had to do it. It had to be done.
No, it didn't.
It
It didn't have to be done the first time in the 80s.
Oh man, I'm trolling. No, honestly, I just want to emphasize though, cannabis gets a bad rap, and we mentioned at the start of the show. I myself am straight edge. For health reasons, I actually don't smoke or drink, and I wasn't shunned. I was still made to feel just as welcome as anybody else. And I personally believe in promoting things that are good for humanity and mankind, despite what they are. And this is something that's really been villainized over the years and victimized by media, just in general practices and principles. Actually, no, even just in general ethical beliefs of previous generations. A lot of stuff carries over, and we don't understand why they're shunned in society. It's just something we come to accept. We had a big conversation about homosexuality being blocked by a similar and automated process. So this is one of those things that's also fallen under those same stigmas in society. And there are people who abuse things, just like with everything. I find marijuana isn't one of those. And events like the New England Cannabis Convention are positive ways to see that no, that's not the case. And the more education you have about something, the more you can understand it. And it's not for everybody. There are definitely people that aren't really going to be down with it, or may just decide, yeah, tried it, it's not for me. But there's no reason. There's little reason to block people from it. And the more you know about these things, the better it is. I think the better we all are. Dude, I had a great time. If you want to find out more about it, it's a convention they hold every year. You can go to necc.com and really get the full lowdown. I'm glad they invited us. I hope they do again. And dude, it was an awesome time. Also give out a lot of paraphernalia. You get like little jars and stuff. You get like pipes. You get bottles of interesting products. This woman gave me a bottle. Looked like a Have you ever gotten any high-end maple syrup?
Oh
Comes
man,
in those
yeah.
little plastic jugs. Yeah, she had a bunch of those that were her own marijuana moonshine.
Interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was just a little bottle of moonshine that was infused with I don't even know what strain. I was told it was extra. I was told it was super dank nugs, man. So I believe that's a good thing. I don't know about any of this stuff. But honestly, I hope people check this out and get as educated as they can on the process. Like I said, I'm straight edge, and I was still made to feel just as welcome by this community. And that I think is friggin' awesome. I'm a big proponent of positivity, and I hope they persevere and continue. It's necc.com. Check them out. And now, before we close out the show, I'd like to get a final word from our good friend in-house here, Josh.
That's right.
To give us the inside stuff on Geeks Who Drink.
Geeks Who Drink. So I'm here not only to promote Geeks Who Drink in general. Hopefully a lot of you folks know what Geeks Who Drink is. If you don't, you should. We run fine pub quizzes most nights of the week all over Boston, surrounding area, elsewhere in New England, actually all over the country. We're in over, what does my notes say, 850 events around the country. But we are very specifically, unfortunately, competing with you gentlemen on May 4th.
Oh, man.
We're hosting our Let the Wookiee Win Star Wars quiz. We've done Star Wars quizzes before. This is probably going to be the best one. And I'm not just saying that because I'm scorekeeping at the thing. I'm going to be there. It's going to be awesome. Mostly because we are covering Star Wars episodes 4 through 7 only.
Oh, you
no
hear that, folks?
prequels.
He just dropped the gauntlet.
No
Okay,
prequels.
both of you, pull out
And
your
Rogue
swords
One.
and fight.
I mean, I can respect parts of the prequels, but
No.
really, 4 through
That's okay.
4 through 7 is where it's at. And Rogue One, we're including all that stuff for all you Star
Okay, I
Wars
just want to
fanatics.
interject an argument I've
Yes,
had
sir.
for a long time. The only thing I support in the prequels, but I do appreciate that they did this, even though they didn't do it to the best they could, is they showed different Jedis. For as
That's
long as
true.
I knew about Star
Yeah.
Wars, I just thought it was this organization that had a bunch of white Anglo-Saxon swordsmiths from the future or the past, however. And that one showed me now there's aliens, there's a black dude with a bald head,
And a purple lightsaber.
and
The
a purple
only
lightsaber.
purple lightsaber in the galaxy,
Hey, man,
according to the
gotta
films
have that
anyway.
flavor. But
That's right.
yeah, so
Well-
the prequels had that.
The thing I liked about the prequels
And a guy
was
named Dooku,
the fight
man.
scenes. The first movie had great fight scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ray Park was
100%.
incredible as Darth Maul.
Literally
That was a great
the
character.
only thing I can watch.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
when someone suggests watching episode 1, I'm like, okay, if we can fast forward through everything which is not Obi-Wan fighting.
Right.
You didn't like the pod race?
You didn't like Jar Jar as a senator?
I am
That
going
was later.
to slap the holy snacks out of the
But anyway, so this Star Wars quiz is happening May the 4th, obviously, 8 p.m. We've got a couple in the New England area for you guys. If you are in Boston or the immediate area, we're going to be at Harry's Bar in Brighton. If you are on the South Shore or South Coast, we're going to be hosting one at Pizza J down in Providence. So there are options for folks no matter where you are. Unlike our regular quizzes where you play for free and you win gift cards and things like that, this is a pay-to-play quiz, $5 per person. But the upside of that is that there's a cash prize at the end of it. So the more people play, the more you could potentially win at the end. The way you play, go to geekswhodrink.com or facebook.com/geekswhodrink, and you can sign up for your team. You must register in advance if you want to play. Just put down how many people you're going to have on your team, maximum of 6 people to a team, and show up at the quiz. Have fun. Show off your Star Wars knowledge. Win some stuff, hopefully some cash. Usually we do some contests and some fun prizes at these things. So dress up in costumes, do whatever you want to do, have a good time.
Yeah, and we'll take your overfill.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah. If you have any extra teams that can't.
No problem. We'll send them your way.
Yeah.
I'll be at least one of these events in my best slave Leia gear.
Yes, as you should. I'll be there, lightsaber in hand. But yeah, it's going to be a blast. I've been to one of the Star Wars quizzes before that we've done, and it was phenomenal. Also at Harry's Bar, place was packed, so make sure you register in advance and show up, and it'll be a fun time. Like I said, Geeks Who Drink is a great organization. I've been a quizmaster with them for 4 years now. I'm the South Shore guy, so if you're ever in the South Shore area on a Wednesday, come see me down in Brockton, as do I. I'm hosting in Brockton every Wednesday. Our quiz has some fantastic material all over pop culture, nerd culture, everything you could possibly imagine. We do audio rounds, we do video rounds, and our quiz is edited. Our head editor is a 6-time Jeopardy champion, so you know it's going to be
really
accurate information.
Is it Ken Jennings?
No, it's not Ken Jennings, although he was at our national competition this year, which is another thing I want to plug real quick. We have the largest national pub quiz competition in the country, which is our annual Geek Bowl. And guess what, folks? Next year, Geek Bowl is coming to Boston.
Whoa! Awesome.
So we've been in Albuquerque, we've been in Seattle, we've been all over. This is going to be the first year we're bringing it to Boston. It's going to be probably in February of next year, so stay tuned at geekswhodrink.com for info. But it's going to be amazing. If you like pub quizzes, you got to check it out.
Who doesn't?
And who doesn't?
Besides
Right, exactly.
Brownie hounds,
possibly. They might like it. The government just tells them they shouldn't.
Oh, there you go.
Your nerdy questions.
Yes. All the nerdiest questions.
That'll be. All right. Yeah. So that's geekswhodrink.com. Go there for all the good information. Josh, thank you very much, man.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And we are just about out of time. This has been the Geek Down, ladies and gentlemen, right here on WEMFradio.com. Hopefully you're listening, or you're watching us on twitch.tv/thegeekdown. You can catch us every week, every Monday night, right here, same bad time, same bad channel. And if you want to hit us up anytime during the week, you can catch us at geek-down.com or find us on YouTube. So just search the Geek Down, first result that comes up.
If you're not restricted.
If you're not restricted. Seriously, I'm saying. All right.
After this one, we might be.
Oh, wow. It did get a little raw, didn't it? That Mr. Shifty review.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was heinous.
Yeah, it was.
Just went in, dug in.
The YouTube
balls
channel
deep on it, just to the elbow.
Banned,
just no Vaseline. Just let him know. Just made a hand puppet. And sorry, I'm going.
But if the channel isn't banned, be sure to like our videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel and to our Twitch channel.
And also find us on iTunes. We cover the spectrum. Instagram, The Geek Down. SoundCloud, The Geek Down. What am I forgetting? Facebook and Twitter. We're all over the place. And you can always hear us right here on WEMFradio.com. Monday nights, 9 p.m. Catch us every week. Like I said, same bad time, same bad channel. And until next week, I want to thank
Danny.
Dale Stones, that guy. Thank you. Danny Drake.
Thank you.
It's great to be here, Pat.
You ream for that after the show. Josh.
Yes, sir.
Of course, just Johnny.
Yo.
DJ Herbie Herb. Woo! And the silent in the back there, Kimmy.
Give me more.
You were on camera this whole time.
Yes, you were. Just in the back chilling. People saw you picking your nose and stuff.
Makes us all look popular.
So enjoy it. All right, we will catch you all.
Ratings come from.
We will catch you all next week. Until then, be excellent to each other. Peace.
Rebel Music, home